Hello, this is Abdul Fatah Muniru. We are going to be looking at how we can merge vendors, duplicate vendors. So let's say at start you created a vendor account, and later dates you created the same vendor account with another name. So it happens like that sometimes. You might have one vendor with 2 or 3 different names, but the transaction is they are all going to that particular vendor. Or sometimes the company might change their name, and some people they forget to just go and edit the company name or something like that, but they'll just go ahead and go and create another vendor. So how do we now merge the vendors since the transaction is for one company? So we are looking for how we will now bring the 2 vendors into one. So the thing you do, you have to be able to, before you can be able to do this, you need to make use of QuickBooks Enterprise solution. Under the accountant menu, you go to client data review and you go straight down to merge vendors. Now from merge vendors here, you'll be given the opportunity to select the vendors you want to merge together. As you can see over here, you have an option to select as many vendors as you like. So you can select Bank of any city and CU Electric. So let's use this. But you can see that you can select up to 4 vendors to merge. So vendors with online transaction, vendors with direct deposits, and those other informations. Okay, so now since I've selected that, I can just go ahead and click on next. Now they just tell you some information about the vendors. So maybe they, like in this case now, CU Electric is a 1099 vendor. Then some other information they'll just tell you should in case you merge them. So I can go ahead and still merge the 2. So you look at the 2, Bank of any city, then CU Electric. So you can see the vendor's name. This will assist you. This will enable you to you'll be able to check their details to make sure that these people are the same. Now remember, we're just making use of an example. In this case, you can see that their main phone number is different. Of course, they are not the same person. Then the account number is different and the rest. But before you can merge 2 vendors together, make sure it's the same vendor that you are merging together. Maybe because you created 2 separate accounts for them, and it will be very difficult to track the transaction but in that manner. It's very difficult to track the transaction. So if you want to maintain this or you want to maintain this name, okay, so anyone you want to select on that. So backup, and first of all backup before you merge. So should in case it happened that these vendors you want to merge, it was a mistake, maybe you did not get the information very well and you went ahead to merge the 2 vendors and they are not the same vendor, is most likely it happens. So the best thing to do is to back up first before you merge. Then if you are very sure and very certain that they are the same person, you can now go ahead to merge them. So I'm just going straight to merge. So click on merge. Now we're going to look for CU Electric and Bank of any city. Let's see which one will come up. So the merge action has been completed. Now you can see we are left with bank, and that is because I selected bank from here. You can see Bank of any city. So let's go to vendors and vendor center. So let's look for bank. Let me search in the house bank. Or let me just scroll down to B. I think we have here this Bank of any city. Then what about electric? CU. We have C, but there's no CU. Now if you go to Bank of any city, now you can, if you go down to their transactions, you see that both the transaction for the CU Electric and the any city are now merged together. You can see from the phone number here, we now have 2 phone numbers.